So hello everybody, this is Ingrid Dinter, ingriddinter.com. This is our very first EFT for stress, for or actually against the coronavirus pandemic that we have, the situation of being at home, being confined to the home, whatever comes up for you right now. I see already there's a whole bunch of people here and you're all from different areas, sometimes from different continents, which I find extremely exciting. The call is being recorded. It will be posted probably on Facebook and YouTube and other places. And the reason for that is because even though we all feel, and I think it's safe to say that we all feel pretty intense right now, we all kind of have a lot in common. And I want to make sure that people can just join in and say, I'm not alone in this. I'm not the only one who feels this way. I'm in social isolation in some way, shape, or form, but I'm not alone as a person. There are other people that feel just like me. It's normal to feel the way that I feel. It's not broken. There's nothing wrong with me. Why wouldn't I start fighting with the people I live with? You know? Why wouldn't my house get on my nerves? Why wouldn't I be scared with the news? Why wouldn't, you know, because I mean, why not, right? We all have different ways to cope, and this is simply this is going to show up, and it's going to show up more, and as this progresses more and more time-wise and intensity-wise, and we are going to start to realize that we all know people that are personally affected, probably already are. We just have to learn to deal with that. To my person really quick, you guys all know, you guys all click you understand that this is a webinar, it's recorded. I don't, you have to take care of your own health, and I'm not a mental health professional, all that. You signed all that before you joined before you signed up for this. And so the rest of it, there's nothing to sell, there's nothing to buy. This is your call. If you want to speak, maybe the easiest way to do that would be that you just raise your hand like this, so we can see that. There's another way to raise your hand, and that is, okay, and that is in the, what does this look like for you? Is it manage participants? Is that what it looks like for you in the center, or participants? It's a button in the center where you can also click on and raise your hand. Just look at that really quick. All right, so quick question, show of hands, who of you is not pretty overwhelmed right now? All right, who of you is somewhat overwhelmed? Okay, so can we then assume safely that being overwhelmed is probably the new normal? Maybe not so new, but definitely normal. It's not broken, it's not crazy, it's not there's something wrong with me, it's not I'm doing, you know, there's nothing to fix because it's not broken, is my point. It's just where we're at right now. And some people in other countries, they live with this on a daily basis. When you live in a war zone, that's just your normal anyways. We're very fortunate that we don't do that. So whatever that thing is over there. All right. So who would like to just share for a minute what you would like to work on? What the way I had envisioned this is that somebody just says something, what bothers you, I will work with you. Everybody else taps along. You kind of remember you're in charge and responsible for your own well-being, right? So if something doesn't work, Julie, I see you already raising
I'm
your hand.
sorry, I just am asking if everybody could please mute themselves till they talk, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the background.
Oh, I can actually do this right from here.
Oh, okay, thank you. It was just distracting.
Which will include you, and you can just unmute yourself, okay?
Thank
Hold
you. Yep.
So perfect. Yes. So yeah, I just have unmuted you. If you go to the bottom left, you can muted you. You can unmute yourself. Talk to me. What bothers you? What's hard for you? What can I help you with? How can I serve you? If you can just raise your hand like that. Actually, most people have their camera off. If you want to turn the camera on, that'll be really great, unless you really don't want to be recorded. Yes, Barb. Hold on, I'm gonna unmute you really quick. Barbara, you have to unmute yourself. Yeah, there we go.
Can you hear me?
What bothers you, Barb?
Can you
What's
hear
hard
me
for you
now?
right now? What's the hardest?
I don't think you could hear me.
No, but you can probably turn your volume up a little bit. Okay. The way to do that would be that you go to the bottom left where the microphone is, you click on the arrow next to it, and you raise the bar right there. Do you want to go find that out? Okay. Let's do this. Why don't we just do this? You go to the bottom left. All right. Learning something here. You go to the bottom left where it's where the little microphone is. Next to the microphone is a little arrow. You click on the arrow, and then it says audio settings. And once you're in your audio settings, you can change your volume.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Wendy.
Is it the right level?
Why is this?
You're fine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll try to. It's really hard to hear you. I hear you, but I don't know that you hear me, right? Am I okay now?
You're just fine for me. Again, next to the settings in the mute, next to the mute, there's a thing for input and a thing for output.
Yeah, I'm doing that. You're very loud to me now.
Perfect. Then I'm going to turn this back.
Okay.
All right. So let's get started. Let's get to work. Let's do some work here.
Okay, so for me, it's just the amount of emotions that I feel all at one time. I feel happy, I feel sad, I feel loved, I feel alone. It's a whole bunch of things all at one time.
Which ones are the worst or the best? Or is it, are they happy feelings, good feelings?
Well, I have
or are
I have a lot of, this is the first time in my life where I've felt loved, where people have reached out to me and brought me food. And I mean, never had that before. So I'm feeling overwhelmed with that.
Okay.
But so sad every time I turn on the news or talk to someone, and and then there's fear because I have a testy immune system, so I don't go anywhere. I'm fine with not going anywhere. I'm a retired, so that's fine. But it's more the sadness of so many losses that, yeah.
Yep. Yep. I totally get it. I think everybody can understand that. And let's just go ahead and do some tapping around that. And there's somebody crying in the background. I don't know what that is. Okay. So, Barbara, if you could just unmute yourself again, then you and I are just going to do some tapping. And we'll see how it goes, okay? All right. Sure. So what I want to do with you guys is I want to be very systematic with this, because I think sometimes it's just the best. If we're so in all directions, it just helps to bring it into the body and just take it from there. I think the reality is, because we are here, it's important to realize, yes, we are here, okay? We're not out in the field right now. We're literally sitting wherever you're sitting, and that's the reality as it is. And the rest is either fear, is either trauma or worry. Trauma is stuff that has already happened, and worry is stuff that hasn't happened yet, right? So we're kind of in between, and that's very, very difficult to live with that. We need to bring ourselves in. So just tap with me, Barb. Even though I'm completely overwhelmed right now.
I'm completely overwhelmed right now.
With so many feelings.
With so many feelings.
How can I be happy and sad at the same time?
How can I be happy and sad at the same time?
How can I be grateful and terrified at the same time?
How can I be grateful and terrified at the same time?
How can I have so many emotions?
How can I have so many emotions?
And what am I going to do with this?
And what am I going to do with it?
I don't even know.
I don't even know.
It's just too much for me.
It's too much for me.
But I love and accept myself.
But I love and accept myself.
And even though I don't know
And even though I don't know
what to make of all these feelings,
what to make of all these feelings,
which ones are right,
which ones are right,
which ones are wrong,
which ones are wrong,
are any of them wrong?
are any of them wrong?
Is there something I need to do now?
Is there something I need to do now?
It's too much.
It's too much.
And I just accept where I'm at.
And I just accept where I'm at.
This is how I process right now.
This is how I process right now.
And even though
It
might even be confusing,
I might even be confusing,
but I have gratitude and terror at the same time.
that I have gratitude and terror at the same time.
Do I have the right to feel grateful right now?
Do I have the right to feel grateful right now
For my blessings?
for my blessings?
When other people don't have my blessings?
When other people don't have my blessings?
When people have a virus and I don't? It's
People
okay,
have-
just stick with it.
People have a virus and I don't.
Do I have a right to be grateful?
Do I have a right to be grateful?
Look at me.
Look at me.
Look how much that means to me.
Look how much that means to me.
Look how much I care.
Look how much
I really care.
I really care.
I'm a human being
I'm a human being.
with so many feelings.
With so many feelings.
This is me.
This is me.
I'm a big deal.
I'm a big deal.
And I deserve
And I deserve
to feel the good feelings
to feel the good feelings
just as much
just as much
as the bad feelings are there.
as the bad feelings that are there.
Top of your head. So overwhelmed right now.
So overwhelmed right now.
Inside of the eyebrow, I don't even know what to feel.
I don't even know what to feel.
Outside of the ear, how can I feel grateful right now?
How can I feel grateful right now?
Under the eye, how selfish is that?
As selfish as that,
Now snap lip, people are reaching out to me.
people are reaching out to me.
Lower lip and chin, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Collarbone, isn't that selfish?
Selfish.
Under the arm, isn't that wrong?
Isn't that wrong?
Top of your head, why would it be wrong?
Why would it be wrong?
Inside of the eyebrow, they reach out for a reason.
They reach out for a reason.
Outside of the eye, they reach out because they want to.
They reach out because they want to.
Under the eye, just like I reach out because I want to.
Just because I reach out like I want to.
Nose and upper lip, this is important to all of us right now.
This is important to all of us right now.
Lower lip and chin, feeling connected.
Feeling connected.
Collarbone, feeling that we're all in this together.
Feeling that we're all this together and
Under the arm, finding ways to stay strong.
finding ways to stay strong.
Under the top of your head, so we can be strong for those
So we can be strong for those
who will need us to be strong at some point.
who will need us to be strong at some point.
Inside of the eyebrow, but there is just too much.
But there is just too much.
Outside of the eye, so much.
So much.
Under the eye, look at me.
Look at me.
Nose and upper lip, all these feelings are real.
All these feelings are real.
Lower lip and chin, my worry is real.
My worry is real.
Collarbone, my fears are real.
My fears are real.
Under the arm, my gratitude is real.
My gratitude is real.
Top of your head, and I am real.
And I am real.
This is still real.
This is still real.
It is not surreal.
It is not surreal.
It's happening.
It's happening.
And I'm still here.
And I'm still here.
And I deserve
And I deserve
to be surprisingly okay with that.
to be surprisingly okay with that.
To take it one step at a time.
To take it one step at a time.
In a way that works for me.
In a way that works for me
In my life.
in my life.
Take a breath. How do you feel?
Yeah, a little better. I could feel it coming down the more we tapped.
Okay. What's the most important thing that came up for you?
Felt I'm okay until you say all those others who are not as lucky as me.
Yeah.
And then I feel a lot.
Yeah. And when you say that, what is the actual feeling? Are you feeling guilty? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling
Sad, very sad.
What's the sadness? Is it because you don't know them? So I'm going to be just specific right now, because you don't know them.
No,
What?
life is all precious to me. I save spiders in the shower. So
Yeah.
when I think about so many human beings and so many lives
Yeah.
lost,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
overwhelming.
Can others relate to that? Yeah. And sometimes I think it's important to just acknowledge that.
Yeah.
That's part of, we don't have a solution for this one. And I don't believe that we need to go now and find a moment of happiness in it all. I don't think that's necessary. I think it's just we are where we're at, and this is our part. We are right now more the witnessing tribe than we are the warrior in the battle, which is very different for friends of mine whose daughters and husbands are at the hospital right now and they're fighting at the front lines. So we have to learn as a tribe who is watching this and hunkering down and hoping that those at the front lines are going to figure out a way to protect us from this. I mean, it's a warlike situation. It really is. We have to make sure that we find our place in this. Our place is not to go on the front lines and mess around with people who actually know what they're doing. Right? There's a different place for it. And that place may be different for different people. And it's important that we find what ours is, right? Because we get through this as a community. So let's do a run on that sadness. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Do you want to do this? And if anybody else also wants to tap, please just show your hand or raise your hand in the participants thing. Wendy, I see you there as well. Yes, just unmute yourself on. Hold on, let me unmute you here.
Yep. Yeah, I've done it.
Yes, got it. So
thank you.
Why were you raising your hand? What's coming through you?
Just because I'm really in the same boat with that, and I think I'd like to add into that. I've got an elderly mother who lives 2.5 hours away from me, and I've helped her self-isolate. But I'm just feeling so much for her, because I'm feeling her fear amongst it all. So I'm feeling very helpless.
Yeah. Yeah. Barb, is it okay if I work with Wendy really quick?
Absolutely.
So I think if we can find a way to do this, that'll be great. I totally relate to that. All our elderly parents are in Germany and we're not, and I get it. It's awful. It really is. Okay. Karate chop point. Even though I feel so helpless right now.
Even though I feel so helpless right now.
And overwhelmed with sadness.
And overwhelmed with sadness.
I allow myself to find a way. To be surprisingly okay with that. And even though it is overwhelming. It is scary. And it is so beyond words sad right now. I honor these feelings. With great kindness and compassion. And even though I'm so sad right now. I worry about them. I have reason to worry about them. They're elderly people.
All the elderly people.
Their immune systems might not be that strong. What are we going to do? What can I do? I want to do something.
I want to do more.
Say again.
I want to do more.
I want to do more. I want to go out in the field. Fight for some lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm just going to acknowledge with great kindness
And I'm just going to acknowledge with great kindness
how hard it is for me not to do that right now.
how hard it is for me not to do that right now.
Top of your head, it's so hard for me.
It's so hard for me.
Inside of the eye, I wish there was something I could do.
I wish there was something I could do.
Outside of the eye, I would feel so much better.
I would feel so much better.
Under the eye, if there was something I could do right now.
There was something I could do right now.
Mouth and upper lip, but there's nothing I can do.
But there's nothing I can do.
Lower lip and chin, it's so upsetting.
It's upsetting.
Collarbone, to just have to sit and wait.
To just have to sit and wait.
Under the arm, hunker down with so much helplessness.
Hunker down with so much helplessness.
Top of the head, it's so difficult for me.
It's so difficult for me.
Inside of the eyebrows, so hard for me.
So hard for me.
Outside of the eye, I don't know how to handle this.
I don't know how to handle this.
Under the eye, I really don't.
I really don't.
Nose and upper lip, but the truth might be,
But the truth might be
lower lip and chin, that I will find a way to handle this.
that I will find a way to handle this.
Collarbone, I will get through this somehow.
I will get through this somehow.
Under the arm, chances are I won't like it.
Chances are I won't like it.
Top of it, I won't like one bit of it.
I won't like one bit of it.
Inside of the eyebrow, it's not going to go the way I wish it was.
It's not going to go the way I wish it would.
Outside of the eye. But maybe I can find a way
But maybe I could find a way
under the eye to release the stress around that.
to release the stress around that.
Nose and upper lip. That unnecessary stress.
That unnecessary stress.
Lower lip and chin, that stress that comes from imagination.
That stress that comes from imagination.
Collarbone, not so much from fear, not so much from facts.
Not so much from facts.
Under the arm, that stress that I have,
That stress that I have
top of your head, as proof for how much I care.
is the proof of how much I care.
The only thing I can do right now,
The only thing I can do right now
outside of the eye, to be totally stressed out about this.
to be totally stressed out about this.
Under the eye, my contribution to a helpless situation.
My contribution to a helpless situation
Nose and upper lip, is to feel this way.
is to feel this way.
Lower lip and chin, at least I can feel awful.
At least I can feel awful.
Collarbone, at least I can let my imagination run wild.
At least I can let my imagination run wild.
Under the arm, at least I can feel for everybody, even for people I don't know.
At least I can feel for everybody, even people I don't know.
That's what I do
That's what I do
when I have no other
when I have no other
option
option
to make a difference
to make a difference
at this time.
at this time.
I now honor myself for that
I allow myself that
with great kindness and compassion.
with great kindness and compassion.
And I already know
I already know
that when there's something I can actually do,
that when there's something I can actually do,
I will.
I will.
Take a breath.
Thank
How
you.
did this feel? Yeah, of course. How does this sit with you?
I think that's actually made me realize that I'm doing more than I thought I was doing, actually. I'm doing everything I can do. And of course, there are bits that I'm not going to be able to do because they involve in-person help. But there are so many things I can do to help. Not least of all, keep spirits up and share that.
I agree with that. And, I think we have to wait for, I think we're all trained and prepared to do something, right? If you really want to see this like an army, you can't have everybody run out at once and just say, give me this and give me the other, and I do the tanker and I shoot the thing and I do the thing. But that's not our job. Our job is really to stay calm and focused, but ready and willing to make sure that we're seen, that we're heard, that people can find us as we need to, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing this. And then put it out and just make sure that if somebody needs to hear this right now, and I already had lots of people asking for this, that's something that can easily be done. the reality is that the thing you are called to do is probably going to come much easier for you than other things. Keep that in mind, right? Something
Yes.
that's easy for you is almost impossible for another person, which means you can do it better, faster, and more of it. And that's how we know we're called, right? And so there are gonna be lots and lots of things that we can actually do as long as they make a difference on some level and they're easy to do and they can be maintained. Just go right ahead. Does that make sense? I hope your parents are okay. You know, just stay in and wear the damn thing. And
Yeah, it's just my mum. She's 87. She's all alone. Little
Yeah.
dog just passed away, and so she really is all alone. And so I
Yeah.
think that's I'm just, obviously feeling for that thing. I just,
Yeah.
just wish she had some company there. But
Yeah.
mm. She's
Totally.
87, and been trying to get her to do Skype for the last 10 years. And she's finally got it. She's finally seen the point. So we're just counting blessings. And I've got her just counting blessings. Every day she counts 26 blessings. So, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
of course. Of course. Was this helpful for others? I see a little bit more smiling faces over there. You know, we got to find that loophole. I'm a very strong believer that we should not ever fake happiness. When things are hard, they're hard. John, I see you. I'm going to mute you right now. When things are hard, they're hard. And that's the end of that. We don't have to, it's not broken. Which part of this would not be hard? Excuse me. But that doesn't mean we can't have a way to, it doesn't mean we can't find a way through this for however long that takes. John, I saw you raised your hand. You should be muted right now. Yes, you are.
Yeah, thanks for doing this, Ingrid. It's really, really wonderful. And my big thing
There's
right
something in
now.
front of your camera, John. Is that with?
Oh, my thumb, maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
That work? Okay, I'm on my phone. That what I'm troubled by, along with the physical suffering that so many people are experiencing, and the emotional suffering that is, in my sense, not to discount the closeness that people have with people who are suffering, but my biggest concern is what we will learn from this and take into life as it emerges, not life as we have known it, but life as it emerges out of this. And we get to create that. We get to use our imaginations for that. And what I'm concerned about is how we are using our imaginations. I'm a soil fanatic. I love plants and I love microbes in the soil, and our relationship with them is, in my experience, absolutely critical for us to come through this with any kind of immune system that is intact, is through healthy soil and the plants that grow in it and the people that grow from those plants. And so what I'm concerned about is that we are creating another very sophisticated way to be, for the planet to be at war. And I'm not saying that this particular microbe does not deserve our attention.
The virus, is that?
I think that it does deserve our attention.
So
and
let me ask you a question.
yeah,
So that goes a couple of ways. And I mean, what I'm really think I'm hearing is just a desire to get it right this time.
yeah,
Kind of because I mean, in all honesty, this is not the worst thing that could happen. The worst thing
no,
that could happen is that the entire planet is starting to get on fire, right? And
yeah,
that already
absolutely.
started. And people just said, well, it's burning in Australia. Now I have friends in Australia, right? I have friends in China. I have so this is not new. People should have been hunkering down and stopping the nonsense years and years and years ago,
Yeah.
right? It's just that right now it's really hitting us in the face that we can get a virus if we leave the house. But before that, if we had continued to do what we're doing, it would have just blown up the planet. So not one way or the other. We are learning right now that hunkering down, keeping it slow, cooking your own food, and talking to your neighbors is a good thing.
And growing
Right?
your own
Actually
food.
reaching out. It is astounding to me how many people are actually reaching out now that they can't.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like my it's fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't we do this? And when we actually could visit, nobody was visiting. Why? Because we were busy. Now we're not busy. We finally say, hey, sharing the seats with a neighbor. So I get that. Now I hear you when you say I'm concerned about what I do with what we do with our imagination. And then I see that the imagination goes into this worry space of creating the wrong thing again. So I would just be cautious with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you can see this differently, but I have personally never believed that human beings are the only ones that have a right to live on this planet. I think we have to earn that, and we have to deserve that. And if we don't earn it and we don't deserve it, then what right do we have to say, hey, but I am, the world's biggest creation and I must stay? I mean, we have to actively work on this. And this is our opportunity to show some humbleness and to show a sense of mortality, which all generations before us did have. They understood, when you screw up, when there's a famine, there's a famine. Other countries still understand that we kind of, so whatever that does, it creates resiliency. It creates a sense of, I can do this. I can get through this step by step and figure out from there. I don't know how other people feel about this. Let's do some tapping around this. Maybe we should open the mics and you guys disagree with me. I go for it. Just open your mic if you want to say something, because I don't want to. Does somebody want to say something? Yeah, Mary. So nice to see you finally, Mary, because we're emailing. So many on here. I'm like, oh, I know you have my email. Here she is.
I just expressed to my daughter, I live in New Jersey. My daughter lives in Virginia. And I just exchanged in texting about possibly getting takeout food. I'm sort of bored with my own stuff. I'm living alone at this time. And I said to her, I was concerned what we were doing to our environment. Is taking a big hit with all this added packaging being thrown in.
Yeah.
And her response, and she's in her 40s, we will find a technological way to compact it. Don't tackle everything at once. Love you. So I found that not only helpful, but very true, because of being aware that the next generation, for me, is doing some amazing things, as is even younger than that. And so, as you said, we don't have to take everything on. But that's bothersome to me when I see, we're throwing packages, things that we're not supposed to be touching and things, etc. So that's what I wanted to build on what John was saying, because I have an environmental approach.
Let me extract from that then. So what we're looking at is really trying to find our place, doing the right thing personally, having faith and trust that solutions for problems can be found, even if they're not directly our problems and there's nothing we can do to find a solution, and just going with the flow with this, trying to stay in the middle of it and just go down that river and find our way. as Barb said before, people are doing, people are reaching out, people doing amazing things right now that they've never done before. You all are saying that. We got to find a way right now to be who we are, be comfortable with who we are, and just keep going and do what we're called to do, and do it right, and do it well, and do it consistently and reliably, and in a way that works for us, that works for other people, as a contribution, not a solution. I think this is really important right now, that we don't have a solution for this, but we can contribute to one, right? And being comfortable with that, and having the humbleness as much as the strength to do both, I think is, let's tap on this. Let's figure this out. Okay.
Ingrid.
Yes.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Whenever this topic is finished discussing, I'd like to raise a different issue as a healthcare worker.
Okay. Who is this?
Leslie.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's do this after. Yep.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Ingrid, can I say something also reflecting on John's? I worry also about the microbes because of all the hand sanitizers and the endocrine disruptors that are in those hand sanitizers, all of that. But I also know that on the other side, my understanding is that the earth is in another way healing.
Yeah.
That without the gases and the ozone layer is shifting as we speak.
There's fish in the Canale Grande in Venice.
I know. Yeah.
I think we should just stay out of the way, hunker down, and by the way, really don't use hand sanitizer. Soap's better. Soap is better. Soap is actually just fat, right? You rub it and it dissolves the stuff. You wash it away, done. Soap is better than hand sanitizer. I don't know why people think we need it. It's just, yeah. And if you want the hand sanitizer, make it, but that's a different story. But it's really, it is that simple. Washing your hands is what they say, not sanitize your hands. And if you sanitize them, do it as if you were washing. So just wash them. I know everybody can have a little pouch and just, yeah. Anyway, so, but you see, we start to laugh when we talk about this stuff. And that's really what we need to do, right? It's common sense. Yeah. So, for whatever it's worth, karate chop pointed. Who wants to tap? Who's the tapping buddy? Mary, do you want to be the tapping buddy? Or, who wants to be the tapping buddy? John, do you want to?
Sure, I will, although it's hard to keep my phone
you don't have to
while I'm tapping, but yeah, I'm happy to tap.
Then I'm gonna just mute everybody else. Okay, karate
tap on my collarbone instead of the.
You can actually do the sore spot. You can do the sore spot. That's an old technique, but you go down the middle of your throat. You go a little bit over to the left. You rub right here. Okay, but it's on your left hand side.
Oh, on the left hand side. Oh.
Left hand side. Yeah, it's over more to the heart direction, right here.
Yeah.
You do this, or you can do the karate chop. Even though the truth is that we've screwed up quite a bit. We've screwed up this planet.
We've screwed up the planet.
Screwed up our health.
We've screwed up our health.
Nobody is healthy anymore.
Nobody's healthy anymore.
We don't need a virus to tell us that.
We don't need a virus to tell us that.
That's why we're all freaking out right now.
We're all freaking out right now.
Because people who are not healthy get the virus.
Because people who are not healthy get the virus.
And who is healthy? And who is healthy?
And who's healthy?
Really healthy.
Really healthy.
What the hell have we done to ourselves?
What the hell have we done to ourselves?
And I just recognize how deeply that hurts and bothers me.
How deeply that hurts and bothers me.
And even though it's beyond scary. To now be at this point. At this point of decision making.
This point of decision making.
Am I going to step back?
Am I gonna
Step back.
step back?
Am I going to do the things I know that should be done?
Am I gonna do the things I know should be done?
Not changing others,
Not changing others,
but changing myself,
changing myself,
taking care of my soil,
taking care of my soil,
not using the sanitizer,
not using the sanitizer,
putting boiling water into bags to sanitize them,
putting boiling water into
shopping bags to sanitize
shopping
them.
bags to sanitize them.
Just clean them up.
Just clean them up.
We don't need the plastic.
We don't need the plastic.
It's not necessary.
Not necessary.
And I choose now. And I choose now
And the truth now,
to find the very first step.
to find the very first step.
And it might just be the direction I need to take.
And it might be just be the direction I need to take
For the solutions
for the solutions
and changes
and transitions
that I'm here to design.
that I'm here to discern.
Top of your head, interesting.
Interesting.
Inside of the eye. I knew this all along.
I knew this all along.
Outside of the eye, I'm very concerned with the soil.
I'm very concerned about the soil.
Under the eye, I'm very concerned with the plastic.
I'm very concerned with the plastic.
Nose and upper lip, I'm very concerned with the sanitizers.
Concerned with the sanitizer.
Lower lip and chin, I'm very concerned with the pollution.
Concerned with the pollution.
Collarbone, why don't I just stop being concerned?
Why don't we just stop being
Concerned.
concerned?
Under the arm, I already know I'm right.
I already know I'm right.
Top of it, I don't have to worry about that.
I don't have to worry about that.
Inside of the eye, I've been right all along.
And right all along.
Outside of the eye, so stop the worry.
Stop the worry.
Under the eye, do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Nose and upper lip, find a way to talk about it.
Find a way to talk about it.
Lower lip and chin, as a storyteller.
As a storyteller,
Collarbone, not as a teacher.
not as a teacher.
Under the arm, inspiring people.
Inspiring people
Top of your head, to find joy in this new lifestyle.
to find joy in this new lifestyle
Inside of the eye, paying real attention.
by paying real attention,
Outside of the eye, understanding how magical our world actually is.
understanding how magical our world really is.
Under the eye, and that it hasn't stopped to be magical.
And it hasn't stopped being magical.
Nose and upper lip, just because we're forced to live differently now.
What's that again?
Just because we're forced to live differently now.
Just because we're forced to look differently now.
Lower lip and chin. Maybe we've always been supposed to live like this.
Maybe we've always been supposed to look
To
different.
live like this.
To live like this.
Pay attention.
Pay attention.
Under the arm, doing the right things.
Doing the right thing.
Top of it, become a part of the world again.
Become a part of the world again.
Inside of the eyebrow, just our part.
Just our part.
Outside of the eye, not domineering.
Not domineering.
Under the eye, not redesigning.
Not redesigning.
Nose and upper lip, but just living our part on it.
Just living our part in it.
Lower lip and chin, just like a bird lives in the air.
Just like a bird in the air.
Collarbone, and a fish lives in the water.
And fish in the water.
Under the arm. And it wouldn't work any other way.
And it wouldn't work any other way.
Yeah, now we tried both.
No, we tried both.
Inside of the eyebrow. Blowing bubbles as we do so.
Blowing bubbles
As we try to live underwater.
as we try to live underwater.
Under the air, falling out of the sky.
Falling out of the sky
Under the air, because we have no business being up there.
because we have no business being up there.
Nose and upper lip. Our place is the dirt.
But
Our
again,
place is in the dirt.
our place is in the dirt.
Lower lip and chin. Our place is on the earth.
Our place is on the earth.
Collarbone. And maybe it's time for me.
And maybe it's time for me.
However, whatever I feel is the right thing for me to do.
Whatever I feel is the right thing for me to do.
Top of yet to take the leadership I was designed to take.
To take the leadership
I was designed to take.
I was designed to take.
Inside of the eyebrow, finding a way to smile.
Finding a way to smile.
Outside of the eye, bringing magic back into life.
Bringing magic back into life.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how magical this bucket of dirt is?
And do you have any idea of the magic this basket of dirt
No,
is?
there are amazing things in this.
There are amazing things in there.
Lowell Machine, do you even know what a microbe is?
Do you even know what a microbe is?
Collarbone, it's the most magical thing on the planet.
It's the most magical thing on the planet.
Under the arm. It makes us alive and keeps us alive.
It makes us alive and keeps us alive.
Top of it, let me show you.
Let me show you.
Let me share this with you.
Let me share this with you.
Let's both do this together.
Let's both do this together.
The planet is full of magic.
The planet is full of magic.
Unbelievable magic.
Unbelievable magic.
Incredible magic.
Incredible magic.
And I have the time now
And I have the time now
to learn all about it.
to learn all about it
And make the magic bigger and more visible
and make the magic more bigger and more visible
in the process.
in the process.
Take a breath. How is that?
Good.
Yeah? Are you ready to do this?
I have been. I've been distracted. I've been letting myself be distracted from it, but that's what I do when I'm doing what I'm here to do.
You know, maybe it's not even distraction. Maybe it's just it wasn't the time for it, right? I believe that when the time is right and the things we try to do are right, then the doors just open.
Yeah.
I'm getting calls right now that I've been working for 10 years, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, can you please? I said, yeah, it's been saying, of course I can, you know, tell me when and where. You know, it's really like that. And I think one way to get through these times is to find a different way of magic. And I don't mean magic in a woo-woo, you know.
No,
I don't mean like things go away, you know, just by magic. We're not talking about that right now.
Yeah, this is participatory magic. Yeah, beyond what we can understand.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and we discover other things that in the process that we didn't even know about because now we have the time.
Yeah, I really believe that it is our collective imagination. Like microbes don't exist in isolation. We don't exist in isolation, and our imaginations. We've been. I believe that that our collective imagination is what is being called for.
And it's actually our job to worry about others. Because if we don't, then who does? That doesn't mean we have to have a solution.
Yeah.
But it's still our job to worry. And I think, excuse me, I think it's also important to remember that. It's not necessarily my job to fix everything, but it's my job to care. It's also my job to not let the caring destroy me and destruct me and blow me up. And, you know, as an empathetic person, I don't know if that comes across. That's very easy to do. It's not the job. It's not my job to worry about things that aren't on this plate. You guys are on my plate right now, and you're on each other's plate, helping each. I don't know if you noticed that, but we're having a beautiful flow in this. Do you see that? You know, this is just rolling, and it's just really the way it should be. So, thank you for saying all this. John, I appreciate you. And let's see if you know, who else would like to contribute to this? Just, you can unmute yourself. You can go like this, and I can unmute you to whatever works for you.
Hi, Ingrid. It's Leslie again.
Yes, Leslie.
Hi. Contribute to the talk about the earth or offering a new topic?
New topic? Do you want to talk about the nurses?
Well, I'm a therapist and I'm supporting doctors, nurses. I do tapping in my practice. Not everybody likes doing it. But I think personally, struggling with so much stress with having to transition to an online therapy practice and with all the various fears and anxieties of my clients. And I have an elderly mother in another state. My husband's, compromised. And I'm not sleeping well. And I have pulmonary stuff. So I think, I love this last tap in your message about how do we not fix but care? And second, how do we find a new way? And prior to COVID-19, I've been wanting to find a new way to work. I've done this 20 years. I'm a little eager to bring, I have a lot of hope and creativity, and I need to balance taking care of clients, helping them through this, helping family, but sleeping would be good. But then how do I find new work that's more life-giving to me?
First of all, thank you for all you do.
Yeah. Thank you.
I would like to first remind you all, I heard the word I need to. No, you don't. You have every right to just fall apart, hunker down, pull a blanket over your head and stay there. You still have the freedom to do whatever you think's right for you. You don't need to find, you don't need anything. There's no should. Okay? You can. And I believe it's important, and I had this discussion with colleagues as well. And who said, look, the problem is I'm trying to help people with stress. Well, I feel, I feel they're, the same way. So here's the thing. And I hope you see this a little bit when we do this here. If you try to work against this, if you try to calm somebody down, when they're actually really should not be calmed down right now, right? This is not actually a situation to be calm and happy. We're in a war zone, and it's going to stay this way. And if we just say, la 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 la, we can just fall off the ledge, right? If we make one mistake and we go into one area where one person has this thing, we transfer. We are in that situation, and it's okay to just say, hey, I can choose to be surprisingly okay with being absolutely miserable right now. It is so much better to just own where we're at than trying to get back to a place that's actually not realistic. And the reason for that, Julie, is because if we push against something like that, our subconscious mind is going to tell us that we're lying, right? Which means we're actually arguing against what is right for us, and we're actually magnifying the negative. Okay, it is much better for us to say, this is really, really hard. I will get up banged and bruised, get out on the other side banged and bruised, right? I will be in trouble. I will have all these things. And I'm still here, and I take it from there. That's what I learned from my parents, who grew up in World War II, a war zone. My father was a POW. They just had to focus. They came up out of the bunker. They looked around. They made sure everybody was well and accounted for. They put aside whatever was bombed and just went about the day. And the next night they went back into the bunker. That teaches you something. And their mindset that came out of this was not, I want to be happy, but I want to be, they always say, content in a resilient way. We have enough. We're okay. We don't need anything. We're resourceful. We have something put aside. That's where that comes from. And probably there's a more modern version to this now, but this part is okay. It's important to just remember you telling this to, the kids and grandkids, down the road, whatever. You want to have a story to tell that's kind of an adventure, right? That's what this is right now. This is a real adventure that we're all in. Does that make sense?
Yes, I mean, I'm certainly tapping and allowing people to feel their feelings. They're the ones saying to me, I get rid of the anxiety. And
Yeah.
so what maybe I would love to hear is, how do you tap with people that are reluctant to tap?
You explain it better.
Sorry?
You just
I
explain
mean, I think tapping is miraculous. So many of my patients are uncomfortable, resistant
Mm.
to it. And
Yeah, because we have a, okay, so every time when people feel we have our own agenda, they will refuse us. When you work with the military, you understand that you're either part of a problem or part of a solution, right? And if we try to explain something to somebody who really doesn't have the bandwidth to hear one more thing right now,
yes,
and they feel very much misunderstood, like you're really seriously telling me this right now, right? So we have to lower it down to wherever they're at. What I like to do is, just to explain it to them, I just like to say, hey, look, we all know there are ways to release stress. We all go like this. We all go like that. We all go like this. We all say, I have absolutely no idea. Oh my God, are you really telling me this? Can I get you a hug? That's the same points we use in EFT, right? So we know this, right? We go like that. So let me just show you what you can say to get the stress out of your body right now, to get nice and grounded, and just do whatever works for them. And if they don't want to work with you, that's okay. They don't have to, right? It's just, I don't, I had, okay. So karate chop point, even though I wish,
Even though I wish.
hold on. Somebody else is unmuted. Bill, I'm going to mute you. Okay. All right. Even though I wish that everybody was listening to me right now.
Everybody was listening to
I need all the nurses to know.
All the nurses need to know
that they don't have to feel this way.
That they don't. Well, I don't agree with that, but I agree that's what they're feeling, but there's, as you said, another option. Yeah.
I want all the nurses to know that there are other options.
I want all the nurses to know there are other options.
That's my way to react to the pandemic.
That's my way to react to the pandemic.
Way to react.
Frustrating to me.
Frustrated.
That I don't have it my way right now.
That I don't have it my way now.
And even though
it's
really frustrating to me.
It's really frustrating to me.
Really frustrating.
That people don't listen.
That people don't listen.
They should be listening to me right now. Just say it, Nancy. Right. Just get it out. It's okay. It would be nice if they did.
Yes, it would be nice if they did.
I would feel less helpless.
I would feel less helpless.
I would feel so much better.
I would feel so much better.
I could actually make a difference.
I could actually make a difference.
And here I am.
And here I am.
Knowing what I have to give.
Knowing what I have to give.
And damn it, they don't want it.
And damn it, they don't want it.
And it bothers me.
And it bothers me.
It really does.
Really does.
I feel like I'm watching something.
I feel like I'm watching something.
That could be stopped.
That could be stopped.
And they don't listen to me.
And they don't listen to me.
And so it's going to happen.
And so it's going to happen.
And that helplessness.
And the helplessness.
Is unbearable to deal with.
Is unbearable to deal with.
And even though, on some level, I might feel that EFT is a solution.
I might feel that EFT is a solution.
Maybe the only one I have right now.
Pardon?
Maybe the only one I have right now.
Maybe the only solution I have right now.
I've believed in this for so many years.
I've believed in this for so many years.
I've seen this at work so many years.
I've seen this at work for so many years.
I know it works.
I know it works.
And now I should be able to use it.
Now I should be able to use it.
And damn it, they don't let me.
Damn it, they don't let me.
I choose now.
I choose now.
To release any feeling of helplessness around that.
To release any feeling of helplessness around that.
with deep respect and acknowledgement
with deep respect and acknowledgement
for my willingness and readiness to serve.
for my willingness and readiness to serve.
Top of your head, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Inside of the eyebrow, I desire to serve everybody who wants to work with me.
I desire to serve everybody who wants to work with me.
Outside of the eye, going through all these challenges.
Going through all these challenges.
Under the eye, even having to work online now.
Even having to work online now.
Nose and upper lip with a husband who is very compromised.
With a husband who is very compromised.
Lower lip and chin, serving anyways.
Serving anyways.
Collarbone, trying to find a way.
Trying to find a way.
Under the arm, to contribute what I can.
To contribute what I can.
Top of your head, to the nurses at the front lines.
To the nurses at the front lines.
Inside of the eyebrow, and some want it and others don't.
Some want it and others don't.
Outside of the eye, I really wish they all wanted it.
I really wish they all wanted it.
Under the eye, because that would mean that nobody would be suffering.
Because that would mean nobody would be suffering.
Nose and upper lip. And I have this dream to be able to make a difference.
And I have this dream to be able to make a difference.
Lower lip and chin. But I choose now.
But I choose now.
Collarbone. To find my own place in this.
To find my own place in this.
Under the arm. Not pushing against resistance.
Not pushing against resistance.
Top of your head, but going with the flow.
But going with the flow.
Inside of the eyebrow. Not standing, not lighting my candle in the storm. Lighting a candle in the storm.
Not lighting a candle in the storm.
Outside of the eye, knowing it will be blown out all the time.
Knowing it will be blown out all the time.
Under the eye, but just lighting a candle where it's safe to light.
But just lighting a candle when it's safe to light.
So that people can see me.
So that people can see me.
And take what I have.
And take what I have.
Collarbone, there are people everywhere who need me right now.
There are people everywhere who need me right now.
Under the arm. I don't need to choose who that needs to be.
I don't need to choose who that needs to be.
It's not better to help a nurse than another person.
It's not better to help a nurse than another person.
It's important to help anybody who can see me.
It's important to help anybody who can see me.
In a way that works for me.
In a way that works for me.
Because I have to sustain myself right now.
Because I have to sustain myself right now.
I don't just have to take care of the flame.
I don't just have to take care of the flame.
I have to take care of the entire candle.
I have to take care of the entire candle.
And that it's safe and strongly rooted.
That it's safe and strongly rooted.
So that it can shine its light whenever it needs to shine.
And so it can shine its light whenever it needs to shine.
Because I'm both the candle and the light.
Because I'm both the candle and the light.
And I cannot afford to burn down.
And I cannot afford to burn down.
My purpose is bigger than that.
My purpose is bigger than that.
The need for my gifts is bigger than that.
The need for my gift is bigger than that.
For everybody who says thank you, but not right now.
For everyone that says thank you, but not now.
Somebody else gets a chance to work with me.
Somebody else gets a chance to work with me.
And I can build up on my stories.
And I can build up on my stories.
Those stories of hope.
Those stories of hope.
Of love, compassion, and determination.
Of love, compassion, and determination.
I can do this my way.
I can do this my way.
I have the right to do it my way.
I have the right to do it my way.
Part of my story is my husband.
Part of my story is my husband.
And that's a part of me might have told me.
A part of me might have told me.
That it's not okay to sleep right now.
That it's not okay to sleep right now.
And I tell this part of me.
And I tell this part of me.
That says that I should be awake all the time.
I should be awake all the time.
There you go. I should be awake all the time.
I should be awake all the time.
Okay, just take a breath really quickly. Tell me why you're crying, honey.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just feeling the release of the stress, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that I wake
I
up.
love you right now. You should not be awake all the time. Nobody is saved if you do that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're
No.
spot on. Thank you. And
You need a I don't know, if you live in Florida you don't need that, but if you live up in New Hampshire where you need a hot water bottle or the equivalent of a heating blanket.
no, I'm in Boston,
Sucks.
so
Cup of tea, good
think-
book.
I
Tell
think
me-
the helplessness, that word, but then the fear,
Yeah.
and just how do I replace faith and a hope?
Okay. Maybe you don't have to.
Well,
Maybe it's not gone. Maybe it just sucks right now.
yeah, it does.
You know, it's not like, oh my God, how do I find this good? This is not good. This is bad. Okay. And that's all right. You
Yeah.
still, you're on a webinar, you struggle with technology and here you are, you know, it's okay. So let me just give you a little, something that I learned. And those of you who've taken classes with me, you know that that's a big part of what I want folks to understand. So what we perceive as traumatic is not the intensity of the event itself, but it is the level of helplessness we are at when it happens. We need to know the difference, which is why one way of showing resiliency is to say, smack, I go out and I do something. Okay, I have friends right now, they already sold 89 masks. For the life of me, I will not make 89 masks. But they're like, I'm not helpless. I do something. I'm going to cook the pudding. I'm going to whatever. That's why people jump into action, because it's this inborn desire to not feel helpless, right? When we are exposed to helplessness, what actually happens is that our subconscious mind says, I have no strategy to keep you alive right now. Okay, all the experiences that happen in our life are actually stored in our subconscious mind and are being used to create rules to keep us alive, which is why we sometimes do very foolish things, right? Like, you know, some people, they stock up on 1,500 rolls of toilet paper because they learned at some point, whatever. So all these rules are being stored. Okay, these rules are then what we use in order to stay alive. Our subconscious mind is trying to tell us this is how life works. If there are no rules, if we don't have any data about the situation, if we don't have anything in our subconscious that we can use as strategic material to create survival rules, our feeling is, I am going to die. I'm either alive or I'm dead. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so this is really a fear of dying when we don't have that material, which is why during this entire course webinar we had here, I was planting images into your subconscious, right? Because when you have an image to draw from and the magical words to go along with it, your subconscious mind knows, oh, I could use this. And you probably felt this as we were tapping. I could use this piece and I can put it together with that piece. And maybe I can use this piece and I can take the other piece. And maybe all of that makes somehow sense for me so I can create a rule. Right? Once you have this rule, you will stop being afraid to die. You will stop being traumatized and start finding your own way. And then other pieces start coming in as well. As soon as you created subconsciously a rule, I can survive this crisis right now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why it is so traumatic when we, as healers, we believe so strongly, based obviously on evidence, that we have a solution to a problem and all of a sudden nobody wants it. It's like dying, like, what? That's all I got. You know, I thought that's what we all gonna do and then it's gonna be all good. And they say, no, I don't want it. And it's like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna die. The truth is you will not. And we've dealt with changes before, right? And one of the solutions that we are all going to find is that we're creating community. And it's good community. It's community that needs each other. It's community that say, hey, you know what? I don't have a carton of eggs, but I do have 3. You can have 1, not 2, 1, right? It's just we find out what we know and need each other, and how we need things, and we go back to their old community support. And that's really what people are recognizing. And for some people, this is so gratifying and beautiful. It's actually a happy moment in the crisis.
Ingrid, could you just clarify? So you've been talking about we're finding new ways. And so following on your last share, are we trying to find new rules? Like we still need to have a sense of order that helps us organize life events, you know, makes meaning of them. So are we still needing rules, but just developing new rules? And I don't like the word rules, but construct, whatever. Yeah.
You're called to do something. And you all are on this call because you're called to do something. I don't know what it is, but I know that it's true. For some of you, it was just to share something that's incredibly important to you. And all of a sudden, somebody else says, oh my God, I need to hear that. Thank you. Thank you for having the courage, because I could not get this out of me for the life of me. You know, I also believe that, you know, praying for miracles is totally appropriate. There's another thing to this, though. Sometimes we shouldn't pray with somebody else for a miracle. Sometimes we should just step up and be that miracle. Right? And we have to choose wisely, because when we are the miracle for a person, it's probably going to be a lot of work. Right? But sometimes it's really just this realizing, oh my God, I can do this for you. Absolutely. You know, let me get that phone. Let me talk to them. You know, I've just done this for a friend. She's just praying to, the hospital closes everybody down. Like even people who are violently sick, they're just closing them down. They say you're not sick enough. She is sick enough. You know, and well, you just have to talk to them for 4 days and then she gets seen. You know, so you can hope and have good intentions all day long, or you can just pick up the phone and explain the situation a little bit more graphic until they understand, you know, that exceptions are a part of this. I think it's important to realize that we might actually have to break some rules right now, right? It might just be that the rules that used to work will not work much longer. The new rule will be sharing. The new rule will be having each other's back. The new rule will be I buy toilet paper for 2 families because it was in the store. I know my neighbor is going to run out and I will give it to them as soon as, you know, as they need it. The new rule might be to find the loopholes, to create something that isn't there yet, to not follow the rules. And by that, I don't mean doing stupid, dangerous things, obviously. I don't have to tell you that, but just for clarification. But to say, well, are there people who are thriving right now? Are there people who are getting through this right now? And if so, what are they doing? And I can tell you that everybody who's thriving right now is stepping into leadership and just serving, right? Nobody who's really a big leader right now is having any financial interest right now. They don't. They just don't care. They don't think that that's important. They say, well, look, let's get you through this right now. Let's figure this all out. And who knows where we're going to end up, but leadership right now and creating tribes that work and understand each other is just part of this process, right? We're all going to dust ourselves off and look at each other and say, do you remember that? And we will. And we will all have learned something profound. Does that help?
Oh, it's fabulous. Thank you. Thank you.
So, let me see what time it is. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are in, I'm happy to do 90 minutes. I mean, I'm happy to do another 10 minutes or so if you want to do something else. I just want to honor, right now, I've seen the whole time that one of the people that I I honor very, very, very much, and I don't know if he wants me to point that out right now, but we have a true hero here on the call right now. Somebody who makes me feel extremely humble, and I've learned a lot from. So you know who you are, and thank you for being on the call. Means a lot. It really does. You know, a lot of people in our community are heroes, and we know that. They just do shit, they do stuff, they don't even talk about it. They say, well, who else but me? And they go through and maybe even forget, or they just never mention it. But just think about what a difference you've already made, you know, and think about who you must be to be able to do that. Even when it's tough, everybody can, you know, give a massage on the beach. This is not that. And you're here to get through. You're here to step up. You're here to find a way to do something. And if you don't know what that something is, you're here to figure it out. Power to you. Good for you. I'm very, very, very humbled by you all being here. What else can we work on right now? So how do you feel? Give me some feedback, please. And you can just unmute yourself if you want, or you can raise your hand and either raise your hand physically or raise your hand in the list. It's up to you. Yes,
Hi, Ingrid. I'll go. You know,
the beautiful Julie.
Do you remember me?
Yeah, but your hair was long.
Anyway, I'm just sitting here. I'm feeling numb. You know, my situation is wonderful. I'm, you know, everybody that's in my little group seems okay. I feel numb. It's like I don't know what we can do. You know, they're telling people my age not to do things, and, you know, I have a neighbor across the street. He lives with his daughter and son-in-law, and he'd had a stroke, and I see him out there walking now with my other neighbor. I just am afraid to go over there because I don't know if I have this thing. Nobody knows whether they have it. So I feel just I feel stuck. You know, I said to my boyfriend, maybe we should foster a dog. I mean, because they were talking about all the dogs that are, you know, potentially going to have to be euthanized just while this is going on.
You see how somebody's trying to find a strategy somehow to get.
I'm trying to find something to do. I'm trying to find out what I'm supposed to do. You know, at one point I was making little art things for friends and family and thinking, oh, this is fun. I'll do some every day and mail them out. And then I thought, no, you know, the Postal Service is taxed. They're taxed. And I don't want to overburden them. So
you see how you're already growing into that community sense? Like there are people, if I order something on Amazon, that poor person has to come to work for me to ship me, you know, literally fabric and a tube of whatever I think I need. This is what we're talking about. You know, really breaking the rules, rolling with the right, creating your rules. It used to be like everybody needs my business. Right now it's like people need to stay alive. Finding that balance. It's okay to be uncomfortable right now.
Well, I'm uncomfortable.
I hear you.
But I'm grateful.
I mean, like everybody on this call, you know, I see Beth there. Hi, Beth. I mean, we've talked a few times. This woman, I don't know who she is, but power to you. Seriously, you know, I mean, you guys are strong survivors, leaders. You want to do shit. If somebody said, hey, can you just please move this mountain? You would just go get the shovel.
Well, I wish they would.
I know, right? It sucks. Just why we
I'm you know.
I gotcha. But here's a question for you. So something you know, that did the whole, I probably should talk about PTSD for just one moment from a layperson's perspective in a minute. And I do that. It just comes to mind. And we should do more calls like this. Are you okay with that? Like do this on Tuesdays at noon, and I just kind of start inviting more people. Yeah, I think this is going to be helpful, and it's okay. Good. So we just created something. It's the Tuesday tapping thing. All right, cool. So thing number one, I want to ask you, do you feel, you said you feel numb. Now, there's a difference between feeling numb and feeling neutral. Numb is a reaction. Numb is an emotion. Numb is I don't feel anything. Neutral means I'm not triggered.
Haha.
This is a very important distinction. Anybody you work with, also when you work with the nurses, when they say I'm fine, find out if they feel numb or neutral. Neutral is what they should be feeling. This happened, it wasn't me, I did my job, and this is the end of my shift. Nobody feels neutral, we know that. But the goal of this is to not be triggered by the things that happened. Numbness means putting a lid on it, stepping on it, shoving it aside, but it's all there. And God forbid somebody opens up, breaks down that wall, opens up that hole, and it all comes out.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Does that make sense? So do you feel triggered right now?
I don't know. I feel numb. I do realize that I'm feeling insecure, more insecure. I feel like,
okay.
I just don't even want to get into it right now, but okay. It's not for now, but I feel like I have this constant looker all the time, this constant, maybe it's my heart, I don't know. I have this constant vigilance of, like I'm on guard. And I'm not sleeping all that well either, but I'm okay with that because I can nap during the day. I can pretty much do whatever I want.
You can still nap during the day if you sleep well at night.
Huh?
You can still nap during the day if you don't sleep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can sleep anytime.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, it's like even when I feel relaxed, I mean, there are many good things about this in my life that I'm enjoying, but the whole time it's like there's this little motor on the whole time, like but always looking.
Let's tap on it. Let's tap on that. Okay, we are probably for the sensitive ears, we're probably going to use a little bit of a stronger language for a minute. Are you okay with that, Julie?
Oh yes.
Okay, good. I had a sense you would. All right. Karate chop point. Even though this is hold on, somebody is let me mute you. There we go. Just make sure everybody's muted. Yep, perfect. Are we? Hold on just a minute. I just want to make sure everybody's muted, and then we will unmute you again. Here we go, because that's the way it goes. Okay, karate chop. Even though this is bringing up all the shit that ever happened to me.
This is bringing up all the shit that ever happened to me.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
I'm really triggered by this.
I'm really triggered by this.
Stuff's coming up. And even things that I thought I had put aside a long time ago.
I thought I put it aside a long time ago.
Why is this happening to me?
Why is this happening to me?
Why do I feel so damn insecure right now?
Why do I feel so damn insecure right now?
Why do I feel so numb?
Why do I feel so numb?
I even want to adopt a dog.
I even want to adopt a dog.
Which I have the right to do.
Which I have the right to do.
I doubt that it solves the problem.
But it won't solve the problem.
It just gives me another outlet for my love and caring.
It gives me another outlet for my love and caring.
And I love and accept myself.
And I love and accept myself.
So much right now.
So much right now.
And even though this is bringing up all this stuff.
Even though this is bringing up all this stuff.
It is.
It is.
It's triggering.
It's triggering.
Stepping on these old landmines.
Tapping on all these landmines.
Things that I've been dealing with for so many years.
The things I've been dealing with for so many years.
You're welcome. Here they go again.
What do I say?
Here we are again.
Oh, here we are again.
The truth is
that
no matter what it is, it's over.
It's over.
Anyways.
And
even though
I'm
probably the only person on this planet who believes that I should feel very insecure right now.
And doubt myself. and doubt myself.
And I have the right to feel whatever I want to.
And I have the right to feel whatever I want to.
Even that.
Even that.
I allow myself
I allow myself
to find a surprisingly obvious way.
to find a surprisingly obvious way
To look at my life and who I am
to look at my life and who I am
through a completely new lens.
through a completely new lens.
Top of your head. This has been so hard.
This has been so hard.
There are things that happen that have always been hard.
There are things that have happened that have always been hard.
And that's the truth.
And that's the truth.
I always had those with me.
I've always had those with me.
They formed who I am.
They formed who I am.
They made me feel the way I feel today.
They made me feel the way I feel today.
They overstepped some boundaries
They overstepped some boundaries
and hurt me in the process.
and hurt me in the process.
And I'm still hurting.
And I'm still learning.
And I'm still hurting
And I'm still hurting
over these things that happened a long time ago.
over these things that happened a long time ago
That are somehow stored in my body,
that are somehow still stored in my body,
somehow stored in my energy field.
somehow stored in my energy field.
And I'm used to knowing how to feel about them.
And I'm used to knowing how to feel about them.
All my life, I've interpreted them one way.
All my life I'm sorry?
I've been interpreting them.
I've been interpreting them one way.
I always thought that they mean one specific thing.
I always thought they mean one specific thing.
Maybe that I'm just not good enough.
Maybe that I'm just not good enough.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
Maybe they told me to think something else.
Maybe they told me to think something else.
And I just accepted that.
And I just accepted that.
As if it was the only way.
As if it was the only way.
To look at my life.
To look at my life.
My experiences.
My experiences.
The times when I was helpless.
The times when I was helpless.
And the times when I was victorious.
The times when I was victorious.
I've always looked at them through this one lens.
I've always looked at them through this one lens.
And maybe it's not even my lens.
And maybe it's not even my lens.
Maybe it is somebody else's lens.
Maybe it's somebody else's lens.
They wanted me to look at myself in a certain way.
They wanted me to look at myself in a certain way.
I wonder what's in it for them.
I wonder what's in it for them.
Because there was certainly nothing in it for me.
Nothing in it for me.
Nothing in it for me.
Nothing.
Wrong lens.
Wrong lens.
These things happened.
These things happened.
But I look at them through the wrong lens.
But I looked at them through the wrong lens.
And that lens makes me feel insecure.
And that lens makes me feel insecure.
Maybe it made me believe.
Maybe it made me believe.
That I must have certain skills to be a valuable person.
That I must have certain skills to be a valuable person.
And I never had those skills.
I never had those skills.
So that means I must not be a valuable person.
So that must mean that I'm not a valuable person.
Well, how about we just screw that for now?
How about we just screw that for now?
How about we just let that belief go?
Why don't we just let that belief go?
How about we just do what we want to do?
How about we just do what we want to do?
How about we just release the fear that we have the virus?
How about we just release the fear we have the virus?
Just enough to take care of people we can take care of.
Just to take care of people we can take care of.
In a way that works for them and us.
In a way that works for them and us.
Maybe we allow ourselves to be more creative now.
Maybe we allow ourselves to be more creative now.
Because truly what we used to want to do isn't working anymore.
Because what we used to want to do isn't working anymore.
But we have to be creative anyways.
We have to be creative anyways.
Might as well start.
Might as well start.
Might as well start now.
Might as well start now.
Understanding that what's easy for us is a big deal for others.
Understanding that what's easy for us is a big deal for others.
It's a really big deal when somebody can do something for you.
It's a really big deal when somebody can do something for you.
Even just picking up that phone.
Even just picking up the phone.
Picking up the phone.
Picking up the phone.
baking the cookies and bringing them over.
Making the cookies and bringing them over.
Before and after washing our hands.
And before and after washing our hands.
There are things we can do.
There are things we can do.
That lead to other things.
Do other things.
That lead to other things.
It leads to other things.
That lead to more things.
That leads to more things.
That leads to good things.
That leads to good things.
Something we can plant the seed right now.
We can plant the seed right now.
Of how we would have liked to live.
Of how we would have liked to live.
If somebody hadn't put that dumb lens over our face.
If somebody hadn't put that dumb lens over our face.
And told us that we can't.
And told us that we can't.
I can do whatever I want.
I can do whatever I want.
Before and after washing my hands.
Before and after washing my hands.
I have to stay 6 feet apart.
I have to stay 6 feet apart.
But not a mile apart.
About a mile apart.
I don't.
I have been. I don't.
I really don't.
I don't. I really don't.
There's no point.
There's no point.
And I'm not dirty.
And I'm not dirty.
Or virus infested.
Or virus infested.
By nature.
By nature.
I'm not.
I'm not.
Caution.
Caution.
And responsibility.
And responsibility.
Are vital right now.
Are vital right now.
But exaggerating it.
But exaggerating it.
Beyond what is clinically necessary.
Beyond what is clinically necessary.
Will hurt me and others.
Will hurt me and others.
So I choose to find a way.
So I choose to find a way.
That is safe.
That is safe.
Responsible.
Responsible.
And a great deal of fun.
And a great deal of fun.
How are you doing?
I feel good. I will say that I'm conflicted about all the information I hear about what's safe and what's not. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I'm a big, I hate germicide and I do wash my hands, but I think that's part of my thing. It's like, I don't know what would be a safe way to take my neighbor food. Can I just take it?
Just bring it over. Put in some gloves and bring it over. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And I just want to, I don't want to give you any advice on this because I think you have to do what's right for you.
Right.
And I don't have advice. That's not my,
I know.
as good as everybody else. Right. What I think is it's important to do what you feel is right. If you're not comfortable doing something, then you're not comfortable doing it. There are other ways to take care of a neighbor. Okay. One of the things I do is I post resources. If I find something in a store, I will let people know, hey, anybody needs this, right? I've created at my church, I've created a little bit of an awareness that it makes sense to tell people when we'll go shopping. So that not all of us run out for a bottle of hand sanitizer and a loaf of bread or whatever we're doing, right? It's
right.
So, creating community might just be something to do. Maybe it's something completely different. I have a friend who is stress baking right now. Her family is very, very happy with her. But you should see the stuff she makes. I don't even know. But it's find your thing. Don't worry about what you should be doing. Okay. Somebody will take care of your neighbor, and if you feel you're not safe for them, then you feel you're not safe for them. It might make sense in that situation to keep a journal of where you go, how you protected yourself. So you write it down so you actually know who you are in contact with, because then you can actually look back and say, hey, look, I have not actually seen anybody in 2 weeks, right? I mean, I've done this and that, and I was wearing gloves and I was doing this. And then you get a sense of if there was actually a way for you to catch something. Right. And sometimes data is very calming. right? It's very helpful to have that data and go from there.
Okay,
Does
thank you.
Does that make sense? How do you feel about the numbness and insecurity and all that?
I think it feels better. I think it feels better. It's not gone completely. It's not gone completely. But
would it be safe to let it go?
I think it would be safe to let it go. I think it would be safe to let it go.
Which part would be safe for you and which part would not?
I think, you know, talking about, because that's what I'm so used to. So, you know, but it's a whole brand new world. Maybe it's just time to let it go because, I mean.
To let which part go? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Oh, to just let the part, just the watchful eye. Just.
Oh, okay. Propagate. The truth is I'm right.
The truth is I'm right.
I'm actually right.
I'm actually right.
What I'm saying isn't wrong.
What I'm saying isn't wrong.
And I know that.
And I know that.
I would never do wrong things.
I would never do wrong things.
I would never be irresponsible.
I would never be irresponsible.
I'm a responsible person.
I am a responsible person.
I'm very responsible.
I'm very responsible.
And I refuse to ever let that go.
And I refuse to ever let that go.
I have a right to do it my way.
I have a right to do it my way.
And I know my way works.
And I know my way works.
And I insist that I can do what is right for me.
And I insist that I can do what is right for me.
There are new rules here.
There are new rules here.
I don't have to do what other people tell me.
I don't have to do what other people tell me.
If I feel that my way is the right way.
If I feel that my way is the right way.
Then I'd be damned if I didn't do it that way.
And I'd be damned if I didn't do it that way.
Other people don't have to do it my way.
Other people don't have to do it my way.
But I sure do.
But I sure do.
I have the right.
I have the right.
And the background.
And the background.
To make my own decisions.
To make my own decisions.
And I choose to make my own decisions.
And I choose to make my own decisions.
I don't need to doubt them.
I don't need to doubt them.
I don't need to feel insecure about them.
I don't need to feel insecure about them.
If they're right for me.
If they're right for me.
Then that's how I'm going to do it.
Then that's how I'm going to do it.
Take a breath.
Well, that feels good.
See? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You know, that's what I'm saying. If this is right for you, then please, right? Go for it. You are not going to go visit the neighbor. It's just not your thing.
Well, and maybe I'll take him something and just take it up on the porch and let him know that it's there. Yeah. I mean, I can do that. I could do that. I know his daughter, he's taken care of. He's not going to, he's fine and he's very robust. He's just older. And, but I do feel better.
Yeah. And that's exactly, you call them up and say, you know what, I'm going to leave something on your porch. I just want to tell you, I love you. I care you, and I live across the street. If you ever need something, let me know. Because then either I can help you or somebody else can help you, but
right.
we do know that you
But I love the permission to just do what feels comfortable.
Yeah.
And even if you don't know what's the right thing, that's okay too. You know, like I haven't gotten the right facts, or I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do, where, there are no facts that we don't know.
Yeah, I actually think you do know. I actually really believe that all of us are knowledgeable and intuitive and intelligent and capable enough to know what we need to do right now.
Right.
And this may be very different for different people. Remember, There's a whole bunch of nurses right now who are actually going out in the front lines. Right? They know what they need to do. Right? I'm not going to argue with them. I would not go. I mean, I can't. My immune system is a mess anyways, right? Yes, you guys know that, right?
Yeah.
I should certainly not be running around out there. But hey, that's how that works, and that's okay. That's really what I was trying to to convey that we are reinventing things right now, right? I'm going to make a huge thing of peanut butter fudge and bring it to the police and the firefighters. You know, that doesn't mean I go in there and shake their hand, but they love their peanut butter fudge. I can tell you that, right? They really do. I mean, it's surprising, but they, for some reason, they believe it's nutrition. Yes, that's
Peanut butter.
It's beyond me, but hey, doesn't matter. You know, add some Gatorade to that, and then they think they have a meal. It's actually true, right? Peanut butter M&Ms and Gatorade is a meal. And it's okay to do that too. So
Thank you.
Things work for different people. And what I'm getting is right now, I think, creating community and tapping it out and just bringing it on, not necessarily by finding a solution, but finding something, separating what is from the rest, so that we are more empowered, that we feel less helpless is the point. Whatever that means, that we don't get traumatized because we think we're helpless, but that we have something that we think we can kick in and find a way along the way. I think this is a good idea for us. You guys agree? Yeah. Okay. Then I'm going to figure out what the best way is to do this next week. Zoom is a good way, I think. I do want to get this out on probably Facebook or whatever. Yeah, Barb, of course. Hold on. I think I need to unmute you really quick. Just a sec. Yeah.
I loved what you said about the thing that's right for you is easy for you and hard for others. And I love music and I love poetry. And I've been getting link after link of all these things. And I determined that my immune system, I ain't going out, but by God, I can forward to the people that I know who love music, who love poetry, who just need and that works for me. I'm so busy that I'm not even having time to take care of myself, and I'm having to back up and say, stop, you need balance here. But that's my way of making community, setting up a Zoom for our poetry events. So thank you for saying that. It's easy for me, and yet I love it.
I wouldn't even know where to look for poetry right now. But it would be lovely to find. If you use Facebook, do a Facebook group, music and poetry during the coronavirus crisis, right? Yeah. And invite people in and just post things. Yeah. Because people need homes right now. They need safe places. They have enough information, whatever. We all know we can't trust any information anyways, right? I mean, what good does it do? And to some people it's helpful to have information. For other people it's absolutely crazy. So find that, create a safe haven for people who like music and poetry just like you, and make sure that they find you, and that's that. So I'm gonna unmute everybody right now, and you're welcome to say a last word, something to each other. I want to tell you that you have certainly been an incredible blessing for me as well here today, because this is really, it's nice to see so many wonderful people. And it's nice to see that we all are trying to contribute, find our way, and not sugarcoat it, but also not let this defeat us. And I think that's a big deal. So I'm going to unmute you. You don't have to say anything, but if you do, want to, then let me see. You guys are.
Thank you
right
all.
I do want to tell you that some of you are actually, no, hold on. Some of you have muted yourself, so you might have to do that. Yeah.
Hi, Ingrid. Can you hear me?
I can, but I don't know who's speaking.
Christy.
Oh, okay. Hey, Chrissy.
I don't even know whether you can see me, but as I said, I've never used this before, first time. So it took me ages to actually try and work it, and I just doing it on the phone, So thanks very much. That was really fantastic. I love tapping, and I loved hearing all the stories. And I'm actually a writer myself, so I do write poetry. So there you go.
You guys need to
listening yourself.
connect.
That
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
good.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, I'm actually writing a book at the moment, and I've wrote 3 books of poetry. So in the past, yeah.
Chrissy,
But,
where are you? Where are you located?
Ireland.
Okay.
Ireland, yeah,
Ireland.
yeah, and I would have trained in tapping there years ago. I love it. I love tapping. It saved me life in a sense, you know. And but I've never done this before. So as I say, I'm not tech.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
techie.
This was phenomenal.
Well, I'm glad you joined us. And again, I mean, we're going to just do more and see what happens. I mean, that's something that's easy to organize. You just click on a link and get a phone and
Yeah, probably take me a while to understand how it works and all that, because I said I didn't even know whether you could see me. It took me about 45 minutes, and then I realised the name of my phone was on it instead of my own name. You know, I came up as my
you're here
phone.
anyways, so
yeah.
good for you.
I
Glad you
figured
came.
it out. Yeah,
Glad you
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Beth.
I want to thank you very, very, very much. You brought up stuff I hadn't even considered, and for Julie, I want to thank you because I have just been looking, you know, because I know or I see so many people not following the guidelines. You know that there's fear there, and but my neighbor, we have a system. She cooks a lot for us, and she texts us, and now it's like on your doorstep, and then we take it out of the bag, you know, and wipe it down, and we're very appreciative. And for a while, for like several weeks, she says, I thought I might have been exposed. So for 2 weeks, she says, I'm not coming over, but it turns out that she was not. You know, so it's like I'm very thankful for people like checking on us, and but also being really considerate of, you know, keeping a distance or, you know, whatever it is. And maybe for the next call, it just, I don't understand all the people that are not taking this seriously. And so I keep pushing. When you said, you know, why do you keep pushing against this? And so that's something I need to tap on, because my anger at them is not going to help me at all. You know, so anyway, thank you for bringing that up, everybody. Thank you.
Saying that. Thank you for saying that. All right, anybody else? Somebody here is fiddling with a mic. Oh, I think it's the cat. Could it be the cat?
No, he just came up.
Okay, anyway, yeah, if somebody else wants to say something, this is a moment, and then we just shut down for today. I'm processing this, and yeah.
I just want to say thanks everybody for being here. I really just came on the call to be supportive. I had no idea what would show up or what was going to happen, but it's been great. And I'm going to try to get back here next Tuesday. And thank you, Ingrid. You look beautiful. It's great to see you. And thanks everybody for being here. Have a great day.
You too. And thanks for your honesty and your vulnerability, because that helped everybody.
Well, thank you. All right. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, then we see you next week. I sent you guys a link to the recording, and then we just take it from there. Okay? All right, and if anybody has another question, you sure know how to reach me, because you all got my email, and that's my email address.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Wow, great.
I don't know how.